Hello and welcome to this Fireside Chat on CXO TV. I'm your host Kalpa Singh. Today we have a special guest with us, Mr. Vishesh Kaul, Chief Information and Digital Officer at Prestige Group. Welcome, Vishesh.
Hi, Kalpana. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. So it's a pleasure having you today.
Yeah, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you very much for inviting me for this Fireside Chat.
Okay, so Vishesh, starting off with the first question, as we all know, like with the rise of remote work, the demand for office space has evolved. So what do you see as the future of commercial real estate in light of changing work dynamics?
Yeah, so the work dynamic really underwent a sea change with the advent of COVID, right? And it was a shock for everyone. And suddenly the offices were closed down, and it had an adverse impact on the real estate sector as well, right? The contracts were being rewritten, a lot of leasing space was released. This was what was happening till at least 2021, till the fear was still there. Now we are in 2023, and what we are observing as a trend is that companies are realizing the value of having a team integrated and working together at one place, right? But on the other side, the employees have made their own commitments. They have, moved out of big cities and possibly working from remote locations. So there are multiple models which are evaluating, but the industry by and large is moving back towards the idea that employees need to move back to office, right? Now, the balance between that, some companies have found out is that 3 days working in a week at least is mandatory out of office, and some have really moved to the full-time working, right? So the initial wave of the shock which suddenly came is behind us now. From the industry perspective, I think there is an upswing that we are seeing in the overall how the commercial real estate is moving, right? But yes, there are demands on how can we make the the workspaces more smarter. How can we accommodate the spaces which can enable people who are working, occasional workers like 3 times a week who are coming to the office, and then moving to a full-fledged working, help them graduate towards moving towards that full-fledged working options as well. So the new spaces are being designed with that in mind, whether it is around, offering the facilities which we would have never thought about earlier happening in our offices. We are opening pet stores, for example, in our office, pet play areas in our offices now. So that kind of innovative concepts are coming in. Food courts and others are thing of the past, but on-demand food is being talked about. So we are digitally making our workspaces more amenable to accepting these kind of concepts. So that's where the world is moving, and I think this is a great news for digital enthusiasts, because it calls out for implementation of technology from real estate players like us in these areas. These were very dry spaces from our perspective earlier, right? But now we are talking about very exciting things. How can we bundle services? How can we top up services? Those are the conversations that we are having. So that's where we are now, Kalpana.
A lot of disruption everywhere.
Yes, absolutely. It's amazing. But overall, that boundary line is thinning out, between the office and home. So that's where we are going now.
Yeah. So it's really good to know that what all, offices are not actually doing for especially, when Gen Z coming into this kind of, work culture now. Yeah. We are seeing more of the Gen Z generation now, Generation Z. So definitely, I think it's the time wherein definitely all these are required. We have to consider the convenience, the facilities which they are looking up to, and absolutely. I think this is going to make difference for the organizations also, that which are the best organizations to join.
No, absolutely, and you can see that happening, right? For example, I gave these couple of examples. Of course, this came as a feedback from our customers. And organizations of future who think from that perspective, that how do we empower our employees to have a seamless work experience. Location is immaterial nowadays, right? But there are benefits, obviously, of working out of a location. You have greater collaboration. So we are designing spaces now where the collaboration is the key focus. It's not just offering a workspace. We have beautiful collaboration spaces now where people can just get together in a huddle and have animated conversations. Spaces are being designed with these things in mind. So Gen Z definitely is the key driver for that. They are the new change harbingers for us. So and that's how the whole commercial space is, shaping up as.
So you mean to say now the new places that we are developing in the real estate, especially in the commercial sector, so these will be having places more like studios also for doing virtual conversations, or
we are actually doing that. We are actually doing that. We are building spaces like that where people can have, very specific conversations. And it's also about how the whole ecosystem is developing as well. So if you see, real estate is moving towards bigger projects, more integrated projects, more townships. I'm giving you an example. Prestige is doing a large township within the Mumbai suburban limits. It is unheard of, because Mumbai is so short of land. But we have a project over here which has about 3,000 apartments. We'll have 3 hospitals in it. We'll have 2 schools in it. We'll have a commercial space very close to it, retail space very close to it. It's all, to give that home-like experience, and people make it extremely convenient for people to work out of that space. Make that space, they should feel the ownership in that space.
That's fantastic. So you're talking about the smart workspaces. So as the real estate industry is embracing digital transformation, if you could share some insights into how technology is reshaping various aspects of the sector, from property development to customer engagement.
Yeah, so that's a very interesting thing, because real estate, I believe, has always been at the forefront of adopting any new technologies, whether it is drones, whether it is visualizations. They have always found merit in experimenting and adopting and wowing the customer, right? Where real estate has really lagged is in having a systematic and structured approach towards, how does this change the way we do business? And I think that's where the concepts like digital transformation, which are very much in fashion today, are coming into real estate now, right? And people are realizing the value of, that it's not about introducing a technology. It's about relooking the whole process and then driving, technology implementations or process upgradations to remove inefficiencies or drive customer value or, the customer experience overall, right? A lot of learning has happened out of COVID also, because COVID really brought in the disruption. Nobody ever imagined that you can sell a home remotely earlier. But in COVID, that actually happened, right? That broke a lot of myths. And that has really, accelerated the view of the real estate industry as well, that, okay, this is something that we need to embrace wholeheartedly. And we need to, offer a superior customer experience. And it can be done. Earlier there was a fear, so that experimentations really help. Now, from where are the immediate impact areas that I am witnessing? And that is one is definitely from a overall experience of owning the property, right? If you remember, it's still relevant even today. Owning the property is an extremely tedious process. It's about a 4-year cycle of, going through the pains of booking the property and taking the ownership, and then the paperwork involved and everything. And then, how do you have to deal with the government agencies and, the property records are correct or not. So I think the overall experience of owning the overall customer experience of owning the property, that's one big area which is seeing a shift. And people are readily adopting digital transformation practices in these areas. There has been a lot of learning from millennials in this as well, because millennials and Gen Z, they really believe in transparency, trust, quality. These are not something that you need. that's a top up for them. It's basic. These are very basics for them. And this is also driving a lot of learnings on how the digital transformation is driven in this area. Uh, we are we have started using IoTs, AI/ML practices extensively in performing the quality checks in and delivering a superior products. So these are some new things that are coming, but not as a piecemeal solution, but how does it become part of the overall digital transformation cycle?
Yeah, absolutely. So PropTech or property technology is revolutionizing real estate. What are some notable PropTech innovations that are changing the way real estate businesses operate and serve customers?
I it's really amazing how the PropTech ecosystem of India is evolving, and some of them are becoming really global harbingers of change. I'm heavily invested, or not from money terms, but in terms of guiding some PropTech firms as well about how should they go about scaling up their businesses, and should they be looking into. And I'm extremely optimistic about visualizations, whether it is metaverse, which is of course the pinnacle, and that's the extremely good use case in real estate. The use of metaverse in driving trust and brand image with the new age customers, as well as providing the convenience to people who are not readily available on site to make those purchases, right? Or use of artificial intelligence in driving a superior quality compliance. That's something that I'm gung ho about. I believe that digital is must anywhere, but the way it can drive a total experience for an in-state customer, right from making that investment decisions to actually enjoying those investments in a transparent and seamless manner. That is one big area that I would like to focus about as well in coming years. So that's one shift that I hope we'll see in coming years.
That's quite interesting. Okay, so we talked about AI. Data analytics, again, is something which is very crucial technology these days. And so data analytics and insights play a significant role in real estate. How is data being leveraged to make informed decisions related to property investment, market trends, and customer preferences?
Yes. So, of course, like somebody said, data is the new oil, but we should know what kind of oil, what do we do with that oil? And essentially, real estate is sort of getting its act together around many things are happening well in the PropTech area. For example, from a customer point of view, the amount of information which is available on fingertips nowadays in terms of the market trends and the price points and everything, that's really amazing, right? So we are particularly interested in understanding the customer mindset. So the feedback that we receive from the customers, or the blind surveys that we carry out, based on that, it plays an extremely important role for us to decide what areas to invest in, what products to design for, what is really required, right? So it's a very important component. And for example, if you go to new projects of prestige as a group, they are mostly large-scale development integrated townships, because we have seen the need for that and people have expressed their need in that. Or our shift is moving towards high bedroom sizes, bigger bedroom size, bigger ceiling sizes, depending on what kind of locality we are serving, what kind of customers that we are targeting. So a lot of these product decisions and designs are approved based on the insights that we receive from the data that we have captured from the customers. The other is, of course, we use very heavily targeted marketing as well to a customer base, which basically, for each product that we have, how do we really target the right customer and help them realize their dreams of owning a home where they would like to live. So those are two big areas that we are using. Internally, we use, to a lot of decision points, like I mentioned, which areas to invest in, where new offices can be built and which will be convenient for our people, for the customers, the malls and other what kind of malls are people really looking forward to. So all this is done through a very structured approach in the data analytics stream.
Yeah, sure. So what are the recent implementations that you have done at Prestige Group?
Well, these are the use cases that we have actually done. So, right. So, the one which is going on latest is in the targeted marketing stream. We are actually, through our vast network of channel partners and others, we are introducing digital capabilities to drive a seamless visibility of the products and a consistent visibility. So the promises made by us are the promises which need to be upheld, and that should be completely transparent to the customers. And from that perspective, we are owning that relationship with the customer directly. So the middlemen and other things, they are still there, but the promises are ours, and those promises are extremely transparent to our customers. So we have actually done that through use of data and analytics.
Oh, wow. So what were the challenges, executing these implementations, these projects?
I think the biggest challenge that we have always faced in the legacy issues, right? Because like I said, real estate has always been an investor in the new technologies, but they were extremely point solution based approach, and the data is extremely scattered. It's everywhere. And so what we have done is that we have started building data pipelines, which will basically start feeding to one single data lake or data warehouse, and then build capabilities on top of that. At the end of the day, we want to ensure that we understand our customer and we understand what they value they're expecting from us, and how does it match with our promises, and we are able to manage the expectation. It's true everywhere. Well, it's not only about selling the home, it's also about when we manage a property, right? And in property management business, one of the major challenges that we have is that it's a people-driven business from both ends, right? So we have people who are actually offering the services, and then we have people who are actually consuming their service, and we are taking the ownership of actually delivering a superior service and a superior and consistent service, right? So making sure that people understand and are clear about what promises that we have made to them at an individual level also, and then we are able to charge our workforce to work in that manner, make it extremely task oriented, but still compassionate enough. That's the key challenge, and that's the problem that we are trying to solve in property management.
Okay. So sustainability is a growing concern in real estate. How are companies incorporating green building practices and sustainable design into their real estate projects, and what benefits do these practices offer?
I think, you're absolutely right. There's so much focus on sustainability and the impact that real estate has on the overall economy and the level of tenants that it influences is humongous, right? Our focus is to ensure, that we adopt the waste reduction and energy efficiency and environmental quality KPIs as part of our sustainability agenda, and make that a new normal for all of our projects. Many of our projects now are getting LEED certified, as soon as they're commenced, and some of our old projects are also getting LEED certified. So from that perspective, the benefits are obvious. It's the future that we are talking about, and we want to leave a better world for our next generation, and the first step has to be taken by us in this regard.
Absolutely. So glad to know about the certifications and the sustainability initiatives Prestige is taking. So please talk about your top focus areas and priorities of the next 3 to 5 years. Or I would say technology is fast changing, so it should be rather 2 to 3 years.
Yes, so you're absolutely right. I actually have a 3-year roadmap, and I take a lot of pride in, because Prestige is the largest player in the market, and from a real estate perspective. And I take a lot of pride in ensuring that we are seen as leaders in best practices, and we take the industry along with us also. So in all my conversations with my peers, or other industry, other CXOs from other companies, it's a very open conversation about what can be done and what's great. But from a prestigious perspective, I think we have a very clear 3-year roadmap, which basically from a digital perspective complements the business strategy that we have. And our business strategy is very clear. We want to be a sustainable and growth oriented organization. And for next 5 years, we are absolutely clear how we continue to be the largest player in the market, right? So the digital strategy reflects that. And our first year is completely focused on customers, whether it is external customers whom we are offering a better customer experience, and a better, a total experience of owning the property, as well as our internal customers, our employees. Because if you are the largest company in the country, it needs to reflect in your attitude, in your response to the customers, in how you deal with the people. And you can do that by enabling our employees with a lot of data that we have available, and we making it an extremely pleasing conversation with the customers. But with this comes a lot of responsibility around security as well. So that's other focus area for us. We are investing heavily in security and ensuring that we are compliant with the laws of the land, and in fact we are ahead of those things. And then the third area for us this year is data analytics, and we are setting up capabilities which will make the decision-making process extremely seamless. We have achieved a lot in some of the functions, and there is some journey that we still need to cover, and that we'll do as per plan within this year. Our second year is on strengthening the core, and that is basically looking at engineering, design, planning, procurement, and ensuring that we bring the fruits of digital transformation over there as well. We bring the best of the technologies over there and make it an extremely seamless process over there as well. And our third year will be focused on making our verticals stronger. So, for example, our real estate business is very different from our mall business, is very different from our hospitality business. So we'll focus on making our verticals stronger in third year. So that's the overall plan that we have for next 3 years.
No, that's quite fascinating. Okay, so what is your outlook for the real estate industry, and what are the technologies which will be crucial for the growth of this sector?
Real estate story is a reflection of the India story, Kalpana, right? So, and India story is going great, and we are slated to become the third largest economy in next few years. The target is 2028, if I'm not wrong, and that will mean that the fruits of this growth will reach out to many people on the ground, and the real estate will also be in upswing, whether it is all of this. And you can see that the spending patterns of people have improved over years in terms of retail business, the retail shopping, and then the hospitality. If you want to travel today, any place, you suddenly realize that there is no place to go because everything is bad, right? So I think there will be upswing, and the opportunities for real estate are enormous. Prestige is poised to be a leader, continue its leadership role in that space, and within that area, I think I'll just name 2 technologies that I really believe will be the game changers. One is the visualizations, that is the metaverse. We have a very virtual way of doing it right now on the computer screens. I think it has to move towards where you can get a sense of the look and feel of a place, or the experience that you're offering in a hotel in a virtual manner to people. So that's one big thing that I go about. And then the other one is the artificial intelligence driven home. I don't think the future is too far away when we used to see the movies like Minority Report, and something is happening on the wall and the screen is popping up and all that. That future is not very far away. I think in next 5 to 6 years, we'll see that happening. And we want to be at the forefront of making that happen.
Sure. So thank you, Vishesh, for sharing your valuable insights with us today. It was a pleasure having you on CXO TV.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure of mine to share the upswings and the direction that real estate industry is taking. And I thank CXO TV for providing me this opportunity to take these words to the rest of the world.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us, and we hope you found this discussion insightful. Stay tuned for more interviews and discussions on CXO TV.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.